Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Titus of House Peake. And in these last couple episodes, things got really interesting and not necessarily in a good way for Titus here. He made some plays, this has gone on over the course of probably the last 20 years. You'll see that he's definitely gone a little bit gray here from all the stress of this. But he made some plays backing the High Towers here, backing Aegon Targaryen, who has finally, settled the realm down somewhat, anyways. And, there is some level of peace in the Seven Kingdoms as a whole, but there is, well, Six Kingdoms, I guess, because Iron Islands here still independent, although they did lose Stony Shore. So, they're not completely, having avoided the ire of King Aegon the Cruel here. But as I was saying, there is peace in the kingdoms, but the Reach has not really seen a lot of peace. Now, in this last, 5 years or so, we have seen a lot of war, a lot of rebellions, a lot of politicking, back and forth here between House Hightower and House Tyrell. House Hightower currently rules the Reach, and they have actually taken Highgarden from House Tyrell, who usurped them temporarily. Then we pulled off that assassination. We led that faction, put the Hightowers back in charge. So House Peake really is backing the Hightowers, and that is, that's our horse in the race. And, it hasn't necessarily worked out super well for us. The Hightowers have not been able to maintain peace in the Reach, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, because it's allowed us to go and take our third castle here and do several other things. But we've really put ourselves in the crosshairs here. When we were the regent for the young Hightower boy Runsel, that was, we faced a very difficult position of facing the ire of the Tyrell backing faction. Obviously, they were trying to oust Runsel, but they were essentially trying to oust us as well. So we pulled off that scheme. We had Runsel assassinated. Nobody knows that it was us. It could have been any of Hightower's many enemies, but that did essentially deflect a little bit of the pressure off of us. It broke House Tarly off from the Tyrell supporting faction, because now House Tarly's wife was temporarily on as the Lady Paramount of the Reach. So now, House Tarly is kind of backing House Hightower again as well, and, taking a little bit of the pressure off of us. So I think that was a good defensive move in terms of just avoiding, us getting squashed by this big rebel army. And then we pulled off the murder on Stefan Tyrell, weakened the Tyrell family, and then now a Hightower back in charge. We were going to pull off some plans to try to put our daughter-in-law in this position, because it's her younger sister who is the current Lady Paramount. But I've actually decided to hold off on that. So you'll see that we've stopped our abduction scheme. They found out that she found out that there was a scheme against her. They don't know who, but she was aware that there was a scheme against her. So we decided to pull off, and I think we're just gonna go defensive here, because we've made a couple we've made a couple power plays. We have made some gains, but we've really put ourselves in the crosshairs of a lot of different people, and we're lucky that we have escaped so far. So I think pulling back, staying a little bit out of the spotlight, we need to protect our family. We have achieved our goal of getting the 3 peak castles back. We have positioned ourselves to have claims on the Reach. Our sons' children are going to have claims on the Reach through their mother, who is a Hightower. So we're setting ourselves up for the future, but we did take a little too much notice here, and we overreached, and it's time to pull back just a little bit. let things kind of simmer, let other people take notice here, go back to our castles, manage them. We might do some little things here and there, but I think it's important that we protect our family first and foremost and not get too ahead of ourselves. So to that end, I'm actually going to drop the claimant faction here for B&E against her sister. I don't think that we don't want to draw that notice. We'll let things simmer down for a little bit. There is another Tyrell faction that has sprouted. It's got a fair amount of lords who have joined it. I mean, the Tyrells do still have support, but it's not completely ubiquitous. There are a lot of people backing House Hightower, and there are a lot of people backing House Tyrell. So it's kind of these two factions who are butting heads here, and that's good because we can kind of stay out of it. We're nominally Hightower supporters at the moment, even though we were definitely strongly for them before. And we're probably going to continue to be Hightower supporters, and we'll probably push Hightower plots when we can because that is where we're going to find the advantage. But I don't think that we want to go too hard right now and get ourselves into a position where we find ourselves as the target of our enemies. House Tyrell probably doesn't really like us that much right now, but they aren't necessarily we're probably not necessarily the main target of their ire. Definitely House Hightower is, and we are a big supporter of them, but we're not the only supporter. Golden Grove, the West March now kind of has gone back and forth. So, and there's a few others, but we're obviously one of the main ones. So keeping Hightowers weak and, avoid and potentially keeping House Hightower on the throne of the Reach is probably the best thing that we can do right now. So we're gonna pull off our schemes. We're gonna kind of just let things simmer. We're gonna see how things play out, and we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. It's self-evident to all the Lord Paramountcy of the Reach that my Lady Paramount Jancia cannot shoulder the burdens of rule by herself, not without causing irreparable harm to her lands. Though the duty is not expected to last long, someone must mind the realm, arbitrating disputes and keeping the throne warm for his region. Naturally, that someone is me. Okay, so she must be, I'm not sure, she must be traveling or something. So we are going to become the regent for a little while. Oh, she's going to King's Landing. Interesting. My rival, Lord John, has brought forth evidence that my sister Simona was fathered by my guest Lewin. I mean, we know our sister is a bastard. I mean, that's not a surprise or anything. So who would have known? I mean, yeah, we're well aware that our sister is a bastard. So I don't know, a John. It would be nice to deal with John here if we could. I wonder if we could murder. We definitely could murder him. You know what? He's been a thorn in our side. We've done a lot of murders and stuff, but I think that this one is pretty fitting. Let's get rid of Lord John the Brave, heavily in quotation marks here, and just do away with our rival in House Roxton here because they do not deserve anything. So we are still the regent. We still have this kind of power. That does kind of give us a little bit of a target, but it also, does give us a level of power and influence here in the Reach that is advantageous. So, we're playing with fire, but we're going to do our best not to get burned. We haven't been burned too badly so far, but our cloak has been singed. So we're going to need to be careful. I think at this point we probably should go and assist our allies here in Ocean Road. Help them with their rebellion. They really seem to be struggling. If we can go and assist them, then we probably should. Written in the stars, a lord to scare a local mystic with dubious morals and a fabricated omen. Perfect. Before the mystic leaves for Lord Jordan's court, there is but one question. Will my omen be one of fortune or of doom? A bad omen for him? Or a good omen to lull him into a false sense of security? Yeah, you know what? Let's lull him into a false... He grows more wary, though. But yeah, we'll go and assist our ally here because they clearly need it. And we need friends. We really desperately need friends here. One thing that I would like to kind of do here is I would like to... We're old. We went to that last tournament. We gave a good showing, but we couldn't pull off any wins except for our leadership in the melee. I think that means it's time to pass on the weapons that have served us so well in the past. The Peake suit of armor and the sword of our house, Orphan Maker. I think that it's time. We can equip this prize axe if we, just in case we need it. But I think it's time that we give these to our son so that he may use them better than we. So our son will be well protected here. There we go. He doubled his prowess. So he's a horrible man, but he will be the one leading House Peake here in the future. So we need to make sure that he is well protected. Now, our good friend Carrick, will you please go and crush our enemies here? And the enemies of our friends. Should be a fairly easy battle here. They probably don't stand much chance against us, as Carrick is truly a great warrior. One of the greatest, I would imagine. There we go. Enemy crush. Let's just go and siege down their capital. And that should probably help our allies win that war. We do have reason to be concerned. Oh, actually, it's went back down. Okay, so the Tyrell faction does not have, all the power that they might think. Oh, we captured Lord Wolmar's son and heir. Ha, Sir Hosman Withers. That's unfortunate for him. But Master Bernard has escaped. Damn. In any case, you got to help your allies out, and we're going to do that. We aren't just going to ignore alliance calls. It can be tedious in the game, and, I don't feel it. Sometimes there's just things in the game that are like a little bit too tedious to do, and even though it makes sense for the story, I don't necessarily want to spend every episode micromanaging my armies. So if we ever kind of avoid things like that, that's the main reason. Not because, not story reasons, but just because sometimes it's a little tedious to manage all of that stuff in the game while you're trying to play through the story as well, especially when there's greater events going on like this. There is a deep and endless hole in my heart. Carrick was a constant companion and confidant, and to have him ripped from my life feels like a mortal wound from which I will never recover. My hand clasps the note he gave me, the last note he will ever give me, I realized bitterly. I tried to read it, but all I can do is move it away from my face, that the precious words contained within it are not washed away by my tears. Though there is a crowd of many mourners around me, I've never felt so alone. Damn, Carrick, he has died from his wounds. He was just too old to recover from wounds like that. I will never forget this day. Ah, man, Carrick. This was a friendship. Like our friendship may have waned a little bit, after after we took his castle back for him and he became Lord Carrick. Our friendship, it still held true through those times, though. We might not have been as close as we were before, but that friendship was still there, and he's been a trusted and loyal ally for a long, long time. I mean, and look at this guy. He was an amazing warrior, 30 prowess, and he doesn't even have any special weapons or anything like that. He was a formidable fighter. To see Carrick on the battlefield is to meet the stranger himself. He enjoys a deadly reputation, loved, respected, and feared throughout the realm as a paragon of Riverlander martial might. One of the greatest warriors of our time, Carrick is. And a commander as well. So yeah, that is sad to see. It was gonna happen one day. I mean, we outlived our friend here, but I am honored to have known him. And really, after we lost our first wife, who was our beloved, Carrick was there for us that whole time. He was, a constant in our life. And now he is no longer there. So if anybody has a good eulogy for Lord Carrick, please put it down in the comments below. I'd love to see some love for this character who, even though he was a side character, he had a good story. This character had a good story going on too. So yeah, let's show some love for Lord Carrick in the comments here. I'll never forget this day. We have gained the trait melancholic. Yeah. Ah, damn. Well, we must press on. That is unfortunate, though. So, we're actually in an okay position here. I think we've managed as the regent here, temporary regent, anyways. I guess doesn't seem like we're the regent any longer. We did manage to, tide things over a little bit, weaken the Tyrell faction just enough that we might. Oh my gosh, we have so many prisoners. We got to ransom some of these people if we can here. Is anybody? Can we ransom anybody for money? Bertrand of Sugarbush? Yeah, okay. What about you? I just want to get some money out of these people. Lord Miles of Beach Shore? Yeah, sure. We'll keep Hosman Withers because he's probably giving us some more score here. But yeah, I mean, playing defensively, probably the smart move here. This faction might not be enough to push the claims. Hightower's still in charge. At some point we might be able to push the claim on Old Town. Now that would probably be the best bet. We're probably not going to do it ourselves, but I imagine our son might push his wife's claim on Old Town. Maybe we don't go for the reach itself, but taking one of the, the greatest city in all the Seven Kingdoms and one of the greatest castles could be very advantageous. The hustle and bustle is palpable among the traveling merchants' stalls. A medallion fit for my lovely wife, indeed. We do need a new marshal as well. Let's assign Edgar because he's quite good at his job. And I would like to spend a little bit. There we go. See, we helped our allies. For those of you saying that we don't help our allies enough, well, there you go. We just won the war for them. I would like to get another building here. I'm thinking that we probably want to go for, stables could be good. I mean, gives us some nice levies, superior mounts travel option, blacksmiths, apiaries. We could get some money. We'll be able to build 2 more buildings here. So, the apiaries might be good because we can reduce the cost for feasts, which is nice, and we'll get a little bit more money out of it. And then we can use this one to build, say, the barracks or something like that. So we have the money, so we'll be able to fill out those places. Oh, we need a new Castellan as well. Lionel of Torrent Peak? Wait, a Tyrell is our vassal? Interesting. I think we'll put Carl Malbnebian. Okay, you're an interesting Acceptan, eh? Actually, Hugh Mendham, you would make a very good Castellan here. Yeah, so we're gonna put you in charge because he's got over 10 in most of his stats, so that makes him a very good Castellan. Probably we should get him doing something useful. Do we need to increase control anywhere? Yeah, let's do that. And we'll have him oversee the realm. No, that's probably not the most useful. We could have him, yeah, negotiate with vassals. He is our the High Reeve. That's his acclaimed knight title, is the High Reeve. So let's get him to get us some more money from our vassals. That seems like the best option there. My dear Titus, it's so good to see you. I watch you as you dutifully rule over our realm and would like to assist any way I can. I may have, well, let's not dwell on what I did in the matter, but I will say is that a mutual acquaintance owes me a favor. Okay. Then she winces, as if remembering something important. I could keep my eyes peeled for any uncouth behavior coming our way. How did you? Never mind. Please enlighten me. She provides us with a hook on a subject, or we could get close support. Yeah, let's get close support. That's advantageous. We will definitely accept this ransom for Sir Hosman here. That is going to be helpful to us. We can appoint a successor to the High Reeve, David. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, we do need a new High Reeve at some point here, probably. And that should be it. We should be okay to manage things as is for now. Just make our money, try to keep the high towers in control of the reach. Yeah, look at this. The fact Lord Loris the Insane. That's funny. One of my agents has acquired a viper. I hope you're not afraid of snakes, John. 90% chance that he is killed. He is dead. Dead by the lethal viper bite. Thankfully, snakes do not talk, and the attacks cannot... I feel like we're leaning on heavily on the snakes thing here, though. We should probably start killing people in other ways. I mean, we did get that kid pushed out the window and, have had a few highway robberies gone wrong. But, yeah, if people keep dying by snakes here, that's not great. But, hey, look at this. We lose a ton of stress because we outlived our rival. So, we're feeling good about things right now. It's kind of turned around. Things were looking rough in those last 2 episodes. And there were a few of you who were doubting Titus, thinking that he was playing, he made some bad moves, and he frankly, he did. But he's not completely, he's not a dumb man. He's no genius, but he's not a dumb man. And he knows, he has temperance. He knows when to temper his ambitions. And he did so here, and that paid off. So, we keep the high towers in charge. We, keep our power here and just manage things slowly and surely, set our son up for a very good position in the future here. And that should be good. Earthon Peake's non-believer secret. I'm not gonna pay to learn a secret against my son, although I find it amusing that he's a non-believer. Not surprising, but yeah. One thing I would like to do, now that we have given him the Peake armor, I'm actually going to go and change our character's looks for just a sec. So here you go. You can see that we have, decided to remove our armor and give that to our son here, who now wears that Peake suit of armor, which I think is pretty cool, and he looks pretty cool. He's got the wolfskin cloak. Unfortunately, the game did crash when I was doing that. Sometimes Fullscreen Barbershop does not like to change characters' armor, but we went and just kind of went through those last little bit, and everything essentially wound up the same. So no changes there, but yeah, just a reminder to me to avoid crashes and to turn off debug mode once the game is loaded back up. Biani, the daughter of Lady Paramount Baylor of the Reach, has given birth to a son. There we go. Excellent. Our son Earthon has had a son, and what are we going to name him? That's a good question. We could name him after ourselves, but I'm not a big fan of that because then we end up playing characters who all have the same name. I think that we could probably, you know what, you know what our son would do? Our son who was like kind of like hero worshiping Aegon. I think that he would name his son after the king. So I think our son is going to be named Aegon Peake. There we go. Another Aegon for you there, but I mean, of course that's what our son would name Aegon there, or would name his son. So you can also see that Princess Daenerys is growing up to be not the greatest, cynical, humble. At least she's humble and wrathful. So we'll see how she all plays out. But yeah, very, very interesting. Tournament in Golden Grove. Well, we should probably go. Yeah, you know what? Let's join the grand tournament here. Bring everyone in our entourage. Can we bring more? Can we bring more people? Doesn't seem so. I guess I don't know if our son will be going. Or do we go, or do we just let our son go and go to it? I wonder if he will, because he's going to become regent if we go. So I wonder if he would go instead. No, I think. You know what? Let's go. Let's just go anyways. We'll probably not participate in any of the events, but yeah, we'll head over there. Chivalry is alive. I'd love to take this tradition home. I shall personally try to be a little bit more chivalrous. Yeah, you know, we probably should. A duel demanded. I don't think. No, I don't have any interest in you or Fairfight. Fighting a woman? Leia Yella of Craster's Keep? What the hell are you doing down here? You're a little far away, don't you think? Yeah, also, yuck. But, anyways, no. She was trampled by our entourage. Just this random wildling woman down in the reach just gets ridden over by all these people. Oh, wow. All right. We're here in Golden Grove at the tournament. No time to lose. So we'll just kind of let things out. Apparently, we're still going to qualify for the tournament here. So, all right. Well, we'll go to the tavern anyways and join these good lads for a cup of spice wine. Who do we have here? We've got Edwid Goldflowers and Mervyn Kidwell. Yeah, I suppose we could share a cup of spice wine. We're gonna be in the tournament, I guess. I wonder if our son is here as well, even though he's the regent. Not really exactly sure how it counts all of that, but in any case, you know, gonna try to do another joust here. Wow, we've got our. At least we're protecting our face this time. Let's go. I am ready. Not really like too concerned here, but I won't take any easy wins. Yeah, no, we won't. Let's do this honorably. Except we'll aim high, go low. Unfortunately, I didn't make it in the joust. Yeah, I mean, we'll still do the joust. I don't think you can opt out of them, can you? Is there a way to... Oh, I'd like to exchange your son, his son purse, for our granddaughter Valena. Oh, House Tarly. I don't know if we want to do this because we might act against House Tarly. That's probably why they're trying to do it, but I don't know if we want to do that. Interesting round. There probably is a way to opt out, but I'm not. Maybe I'll take a little look once we're done with this. We'll see who wins. Oh, Roxton. No, hopefully not. Let's see here. Who's going to win the final joust, though? It's a good question. Here we are. And it appears that John Wren has won. House Wren. Fine contest. Fine contest indeed. Always next time. Yeah, so can we... We are participating. You cannot compete due to health is poor or lower. Okay, so we're not participating. Good. Yeah, I don't really want to. We did get an injury there as well, so yeah, poor health. Not really too concerned with like going through all the events of the tournament. We do need a new chancellor here. I suppose we could put the high tower or the Tyrell boy in as our chancellor. All right, very well. We'll accept that. Playing both sides of the field here. Prepared for anything. Indeed, we are prepared for anything here. We can hire a maester. We should probably do so. It's unfortunate that our old maester, Maester Morn here, Morn Goodbrother, is no longer serving as our maester. He's gone back to the Iron Islands. He's an old man though, 64, still kicking. But yeah, that is it's too bad we don't still have him around. He was a good maester for a while, even though he's not really a great guy, but he was a good maester. So yeah, we do need a new one though. Can we? Here we go. Oh, okay. We're gonna need to do the event. Send for a maester from the Citadel. Let's see. Prisoners can be ransomed here as well. Let's do that. Lord Bertrand and Gerald de Duel. And our son and heir. Oh. Looks. What? Aegon died a sickly infant. I didn't notice that. Ugh. That's unfortunate. Poor Aegon. Dang. To the field. He didn't qualify for the melee. That's fine. Henley joins our court. Who? Oh, God. Look at this guy. Albino. Disfigured. Yikes. This guy is scary. All right. You can be our maester, but I'm kind of terrified of you. Cowed crowd. The crowd leads in as the competitor readies themselves. How could you be watching this idle time-wasting filth, says Leighton. Boo, boo, we say. Sports enthusiasts we become. Apparently, we still enjoy a good tournament, that's for sure. And we will see who has won. It appears as though it was Lord Jonas of Southstone. Ugh, a bracken. Terrible. Okay, my son was signed alliance. So I was gonna say, not only did our son's son die, so our grandson died, but also our granddaughter died because she was the one ruling. Died under mysterious circumstances. Urathon. I mean, let's face it. We all know what happened there. Urathon, you just murdered your 5-year-old niece. My God, you're a monster. I mean, I know we've done some terrible things, but like, we haven't killed any like small children, right? I don't think, have we? No. I mean, we killed Runsel, but he was 15. I mean, you know, still. But like your 5-year-old niece, that's rough. You are a horrible, horrible person, Urathon. But you'll probably make a pretty good ruler because nobody's going to want to mess with you. But, you know, maybe karma came back and got you a little bit for that one because Aegon did not make it. We'll see if he ends up having a son here. His wife is fairly old. I could imagine him getting rid of her at some point, and you know, if she doesn't give him a son, and then seeing how that all gets arranged. But I wonder who will win. Yeah, our son, not a great guy, but he is our son. So we're just kind of skipping through the tournament here. If anything like very interesting happens, then so be it, but doesn't seem like the most exciting of tournaments here. You know, just a bit of peace in the realm. What a great occasion, indeed. Great occasion, indeed. Finish the grand tournament. We shall return home. Iron Islands is having a little bit of trouble once again. King Aegon, yeah, still no son. So King Aegon is not going to have any children, but he did arrange this matrilineal betrothal with House Velaryon. No surprise there. House Velaryon and House Targaryen, you know, are close allies. And the Velaryons did support... Oh, this guy's cool looking. The Velaryons did support Aegon in his ascension to the throne. So it's no surprise that he would arrange this Valyrian marriage here. But yeah, I mean, this actually, you know, things have not gone super badly in these last few years here. You know, the Hightowers have managed to keep their power. A little bit of equilibrium here has been restored. There will be opportunities in the future to take some more power, but right now I think the realm needs peace. I like that that Lord Haston here has somehow managed to retain his independence. Writing is fun, but I don't know about rhyming. We could become a journaler. I think that we shall become a journaler in our old age, you know, keeping our thoughts to ourselves. Supposed to make us friends. Oh, Lady Miria gets an unpressed claim on Dunstonbury. Well, we definitely won't let her take it from us, that's for sure. Wouldn't mind going up against Cockleswent, but they, you know what? We could probably take the two counties here. But I don't think that we're going to. I don't think that we need to... I think we need to keep peace in the realm. I don't think we want to be the one starting wars and starting fights at this time here. I think we probably could petition our liege, though. Try to get something out of her here, like fortify borders. Resettle subjects? No, we could fortify our borders. Could be good. Fortify the borders against the Dornish. We'll head there and we'll see what she has to say. She will accept, but she wants something in return. She wants some money, so we'll pay it, but we'll get the Marcher fortifications, which is nice for 5 years, and we'll gain renown, which is even better. So yeah, I mean, it's not a huge bonus, but it is the little renown bonus is nice. We could hold a tournament ourselves, but I don't know if we want to. I think we want to, you know, keep to Starpike. You know, don't draw attention to ourselves. And, you know, once the apiary is done, you know, just build up our castles and give our son something good to rule with, you know? That, I think, would be our best plan. We need a new chancellor because that Hightower boy died, apparently. So, Lady Jane of Torrent Peak? Yeah, looks like her brother died. Bled to death. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're hemophiliac, I suppose. But, yeah, I mean, Carrick dead, Lord John. Eddard Stark's still alive. Taking some milk of the poppy, interestingly enough. His son here is, you know, a drunkard. Stark's not, you know, not the greatest of the Starks, that's for sure. Jaime still alive too, of course, looking quite old there. But he is still, he holds a title, the Black Company? What is that, a mercenary company? What is that? Is that like a Night's Watch mercenary company? I'm curious about that. Huh, very weird. So he is the leader of the Black Company. All right, well, Good for you, Jamie. No idea what that means. Like if he's the leader of some kind of like band, you know, maybe it's a band of Night's Watch or something of that sort. But let's see. Oh, this peasant wants to. Oh, he wants to show us his estate. The Maester of Savergarn. He does have a grand garden. All right, very well. Sounds enjoyable. Yeah, fine with that. Let's go and build another something else here. Like I said, probably military camps could be useful to us. All right, let us venture forth. He was excited to showcase the many plants growing about his garden. I'll try my best to get a word in. I thank him for his hospitality in return. I did not enjoy this trip. Yeah, that's what happens when we, you know, cavort with peasants. I had doubts when I heard you were a gardener. I'm sorry to say they proved right. You are an individual who's not only a poor guest, but I fear would not know which end of the spade to use. Wow. Screw you, first of all. But yeah, ciao. Wow, what a jerk. Successor, Snail of Starpike, Edgar here has become our acclaimed knight. Very good. Endless hearings. Not a day goes by without some inconsequential matter being brought before me. Guards, get these ruffians out of my sight. Indeed. We don't have time for bickering. We're old, 56 years old. Come on, we just need to rest here. Apparently we had a profitable discovery, though, with grafting these unique fruit trees, though. You know, doing what people in the Reach do. But, let's see. Is there anything? I mean, we could develop some of our other things here, but... A relative knighted. Sir Edmund Darrowson here. Very good. So our grandson has been knighted. Excellent. Hopefully he will... And he is the heir to Middleton. Very good. Picking up padded swords for a sparring match with my daughter, Myrina. All right, she's a little bit of a rough one there. She wants to give us her book on martial tactics. She reads it for the pictures. I'm wandering through the courtyard when I spot a child practicing their swordplay against the air. With a start, I recognize it's actually my daughter, Elena. She apparently has seen me as well and immediately bolts over. I never knew swordplay was so fun. I want to be a warrior when I grow up, like Visenya or Nymeria. Well, then show me what you have learned. Do we let our daughter become a little bit of a... you know what? Let's... I think that would be fine. Let's you know, we're not going to discourage it, you know. I think that's fine anyways. There we go. Now Eddard Stark has finally passed away here. Myrina has come of age. She can have that betrothal to House Trant, which is a fairly strong alliance for us. We get a new perk, twice schemed, but we're not really doing schemes. Like I said, we're holding off, you know, developing, making sure that we are well protected here. And, you know, we'll leave the scheming and things up to our son. Yeah, look at this. The Tyrell support is withering away. I think we made the right plan here, so. Cultivating poisonous plants. Oh, well, that's useful. Just in case we need to do some murders before the end of our time here. How's things going with King Aegon? Oh, I think he's doing a grand tour here. His daughter here has been made. Oh, well. So it has finally happened. Lord Titus of Palemarch has passed away at 57 years of age. He died of heart failure. A tormented man, he had long desired for the sweet embrace of death. I think that makes sense. He probably was a very tormented man. Urathon ascends to the throne, a petty and spiteful man. His vassals will tread carefully around him. Indeed, I suspect they shall. We'll see how this all plays out. And, you know, I'm very curious about Urathon's rule, but that will all have to take place in Season 2. I would highly encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you can catch season 2 when it comes out. If you have any final comments on the life of our father, Lord Titus, the strong arm of Pale March, he, rose in great power, brought his house back to heights they have not seen in many, many decades, and, maybe reached too far. But in the end, he was able to solidify the Peake place here in the Reach as perhaps the second most powerful, certainly one of the most powerful houses and influential houses in the Reach. And now he passes that down to his son, who is a complete a-hole. But that is it for this character and this season. Until the next time, Wanderers, I'll see you then.